Friends, today's NRI Samay program from Los Angeles brought to you commercial-free by listeners like you. Your generous donations make possible for us to stay commercial-free, and today's show is pre-recorded. If you have a question for the guest, please send an email to nrisamay@gmail.com. We will follow up with the guest and find the answer for you. Thank you for your support.
At NRI Samay, I always feel there is a revolution in the making. The term revolution can sometimes be mistaken as a revolt. Not so in all the cases, right? In a true positive sense, the perspective I wish to bring up is in terms of changing the world with some revolutionary ideas. Hello and welcome. Friends, my name is Srikanth and this is NRI Samay Social Radio. Wherever you are around the world, a very warm good morning, good afternoon and good evening. Friends, there seems to be a growing sense of social consciousness amongst our own youngsters who genuinely feel they'll have to give back something to the nation. They're passionate about it. And also, they want to do it as a sense cause in whatever best possible way they want to do. Here is one story of a Delhi student, headed by Sidharth Ranjan and his friends, his colleagues, who are taking music as a form of education to kids in slums surrounding IIT Delhi. This is truly a fascinating story, friends. And these IITians launched Music Masti initiative to help underprivileged children living and surrounding living in this slum surrounding IIT Delhi campus. So let's listen to Sidharth Ranjan, who's taking lead in this particular initiative, to understand more about this phenomenal initiative. Thanks. I wanted to ask what motivated you to take such an initiative? Because when you talk about slums and all, right, we talk about education and then empowering these kids and also their families, where parents will motivate their kids to go to school, and also government motivating kids to go to school, right? But why, when we talk about music, it's a totally different route, different direction. So first thing that the question that comes to the mind is, what motivated you to take such an initiative in the first place?
So like a few days back, I was interviewed by Tekin Heraj. To me. We were all we have NSS unit here at IIT Delhi campus. So National Services Scheme, right? So there, we group of students, we already have our teaching program, in those slums, right? So we are already giving them, fundamental education, right? So 2 years back, we were already giving them, a basic fundamental education, but we were not finding, proper, enthusiasm, in those kids, even if we were giving them, primary education. So, we called up a very big event at IIT campus, and that event name was Music Masti, where, we thought, apart from giving them fundamental education, why not we have, some fun time with them, some entertaining time with them, right?
Right.
So, we called up around 100 to 150, slum kids whom we were teaching already, in past many years. So we gathered up in IIT Delhi campus in open air theatre, and we called up, some music, we have a music club at IIT Delhi. we have a dance club at IIT Delhi, right?
Right.
So, I gathered up with all those music people and dance people, and we thought of, have some entertaining time with them, right?
Right.
So like, around, we have started the event at 2 p.m. And it continued till 7 to 8 p.m. till night. And, and we gave the refreshment and everything to those kids.
Right.
So that day, those students, they were so motivated, they were so inspired, they were so, that we would see a cheerful face, and we could figure out that this is the first time that we could, put that smile on their face, So it's okay, it was fine. So I thought, I was already involved in social service, teaching the slum kids and, providing them basic education. But then I came up with an idea, why not, we start giving them some creativity, and if we can inculcate, and explore their creativity and skills. So it would be a very wonderful idea for them, to involve them in certain activities which will make their life, so interesting, entertaining, and they will find a meaning to their life, right?
Right.
Because, so what is music, So in music, what it does, it makes ourselves in a rhythm. It makes us cheerful from within. It makes us calm, peaceful. So like, I'm embodied with, basic education. I know music. I know astronomy. So I found my life, and my life is so entertaining. I can entertain my life. I can cherish my life. Without any external, factors or my personal investment. I can see sky. If with astronomy education, I can enjoy my nature. I can enjoy night sky.
Right.
During day, I can enjoy the musical nature. I can enjoy my own music, which I play. Like I've done my masters in tabla. So I used to give lots of performance, on stage. I've given lots of performance at IIT Delhi with my music team.
Right.
So I found, if this creativity and skills is being inculcated in those kids, they will find a meaning to their life. It's well said, ki, poverty is, not actually gaining bread and butter, for sustaining their life. Rather, if a person, if he or she could, find meaning to their life, if they know that they possess something, they know they have their own identity.
Right.
That is what, they can get rid of poverty. Everybody, everybody is putting in the best effort in gaining their bread and butter. Even if, people are not satisfied with their life, they're not happy, right?
Very true.
This is, drive me, we should find meaning to their life, if like slum children, they sleep in open sky. So
right.
What will, make their life entertaining, something very meaningful, where the world they live in, if they see at night, the sky, they can see the constellation, they can see the stars, they can, if they can understand the music, so they can understand the nature, in a very better way, and they will understand that, this is very meaningful to their life.
Right.
So 2 years back, we came up with that event, Music Masti event. We called those kids in IIT Delhi campus, right? And we had, a very good musical session and dance session. So there, we all IIT Delhi students, we gave performance to them. We organized a music concert, right? So,
and they enjoyed it a lot,
happy,
is it?
very, very happy.
Yeah.
And they were very, very happy. And at the same time, those kids, they told me, Bhaiya, I also want to dance. I also want to play something. So I called them on stage. Come, play with me.
Right.
Dance with me. And I could see, my goodness, those kids were dancing amazing. I can show you the video. I have it on YouTube. Right. And, so I photographed that, and when I took video, I told my team members to, draft it. So, I could see, my goodness, these kids, they're so talented. And apart from the education, if those creativity and the skills can come up, they can recognize themselves. They can set a different benchmark than others,
Right.
And so this way, we came up with 2 years back, we came up with an idea that we should go ahead with this, but, we were not so prepared. So
right.
Again, next year, we again organized Music Masti event. So like, there we came up with this time we came up with art and sketching workshop, okay, and as well as music, okay. So we had some experiment. Let's see with this sketching, painting, and what they can draw, right?
Right.
As well as music and dance. So that day also, we could find lots of creativity are there in those kids. So apart from giving them basic education, if we can figure out who are the kids who are good, who have great innovation and creativity in their mind, and if we can give them proper training, they can set their benchmark in their life. They can make their lives very meaningful.
Exactly. And
So,
Sid, I wanted to
once
ask you
again,
one question. I wanted to ask you this. So, Sid, you explained that you went to these slums in and around, around IIT Delhi, and you educated them initially, and you wanted to impart some sort of basic education to these little kids. And now you've already done this music Masti kind of, imbibing the spirit of music into these little kids in slums. What sort of differences did you see, Sid?
The difference that I could see is that their life that got more cheers, that got more smile on their face. They could understand what meaning to their life is, how beautiful their life is. Even if they are in poverty line, they could see something is there to cherish, and which is already within everybody, right? They can enlighten themselves.
Right.
So that's what basic motivation that I wish to inculcate in every slum kids, and so that they will enjoy their life far better than they think of, or far better than that they expect.
Exactly.
So this is what it pushed us. We should take some initiative around that. So
exactly. And
Sid,
the curious question that comes in when I think about this is, when we let's imagine Sid as an IITian goes into these slums and then says, "Hey kids, I'm going to educate you." Do they feel stressful? Or if you say, "Hey kids, I'm going to train you guys in some sort of music," then they feel more motivated. What sort of difference do you see? Is education really a sort of stress for these little kids when in these slums? I don't know. This is a curious question I've got to ask you, Sid.
I'll tell you one of my experience.
Sure.
The day one when we jumped into slums with our instruments.
Right.
Okay, so I play tabla as well as mouth organ. So we are already having teaching base where we have around 30 to 40 kids whom we provide them basic education. But our intentions were to attract those people who are already interested in music but haven't experienced so far, right? So when we entered into the slums, when we jumped into the slums, so I was playing my mouth organ, I was playing jingle bell, I was playing different songs. I was playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, with my mouth organ. And suddenly I could see there were a hell lot of kids, at the back of me, they were following me. And when I turned around, oh my God, they were so happy. And, I asked them, come, follow me. We are going to a place where we're going to teach you some music. We're going to expose you what a music is, what we are playing. And what happens is that it gives to oneself, right? So,
right.
So they followed me, and then suddenly we reached to that spot where we have to give, that music education as well as our fundamental basic education. So there, we gathered all kids, and they sat down, and then when we gave music concerts, we played various songs. We started with, what these kids, what songs they know. So we started with Jana Gana Mana, so that we can involve those kids in our beats, in rhythm, right?
Right.
So, and then we started with Vande Mataram, then we started some version like Raghupati Raja Raja Ram, so those, these songs, they already knew. But, if they got involved in those, they started, getting, they were getting inspired, we could see that there's actually an inculcation of, a music rhythm, the tal that we can see in their beats, in their, facial expressions. And then, it was very, very, a good moment for us. Yes, now, we can buck up, and then we can make them cheer, so we can make their life much more entertaining. we could add a very vital meaning to their life.
Right.
So, so like before starting this initiative, we were already, having Music Masti event, a very big event in our open air theater from past 2 years, right? And we were calling those kids, to have a music inculcation, inspiration, right? And as well as, we wanted, our music club IIT Delhi and dance club IIT Delhi, and to get inspired, because, I can see through my eye, what change that I can see and what change that I can become. But I wanted, people, our own IIT students, to see through my eye. Okay,
exactly.
So what changes that they can become, right? What changes they can become, what happiness, the cheerful that they can bring to some kids. So that's why we were having, lots of Music Masti events at IIT Delhi. So, so that is we make our base, how we can involve our own IIT Delhi students to this initiative. And once we were prepared with our own platform, with our own team,
right.
Then, we jumped off to the slums. We brought music to those slums, and now we are teaching them music.
Right. And when, Sid, when you talk about this...
started from music.
When you talk about these slums, right, explain a little bit slum, because we have a big university which is reputed around the world, right, IIT Delhi when we talk about it, and around IIT Delhi when we talk about slums. Explain a little bit what's there around IIT Delhi, Sid, to get us a little perspective of what we see around IIT Delhi.
Okay, so IIT Delhi, it's centered around, very huge malls, markets, it's a very reputed place here. But at the same time, we could see slums around. And we can see that the demarcation between a very good life and a very poor life. And we could see the happiness that this market area had and the IIT people have. And at the same time, we could see the poor faces. I can see the sad faces that those kids are. So it's well said that anything you do with those kids is really very, very entertaining for them. So, we buck up, we gathered up with these all ideas, and then we started how we can bring change to their life. Although, they are suffering from lots of, economic problems, lots of food problem, hygiene problem. But, we thought if this, this bright light can be brought to their life, and that can actually inspire their life, and that can actually bring, that can actually add a valuable meaning to their life. So, like, we started with this Music Masti, but actually the vision is, to bring, creativity and skills to their life, so that they can recognize themselves, what hidden talent that they have. So it's actually like a talent hunt. So we have started with music, and then then gradually we would land up with, astronomy, we would gather with, we would land up with dance, we would land up with art, painting, sketching, and everything. And then, so our main intention is we train those kids, and once we find some good talented kids, we'll take them up to IIT Delhi, and we'll give a proper training, so that those kids would be well recognized to some talent and competitions, like, if we talk about music, so there is Indian Idol, there is Saregama, the various, talent and competitions.
Yes.
So that's what our main intention is, they can actually, it will be a very wonderful, moment for us, okay, these are my kids, and they actually,
so true.
It's our effort, so, and with that, they have their own recognition, they have their identity to their life.
Exactly.
So, fundamental education is fine, but, if something is there within them, and, exposing them before themselves, that's actually a wonderful idea. That's actually an asset of theirs, right?
Right.
So
right.
That's what, our main intention is. Recognize yourself, recognize your identity, it's within you. And that's actually motivates each and every person.
Exactly. I can imagine this, Sid. And also, Sid, life at IIT Delhi is not that easy. You have your own curriculum, there's a lot of stress, pressure, and also competing amongst your peers. It's not so easy. And amongst all of these, this element of social consciousness going into these slums, educating them, and also entertaining them in one sort, because music is, for them, first thing is entertainment when they look into the music and other things, slowly getting into the groove of, mainstream music, and also understanding the world, enjoying it, and all of this. So life at IIT Delhi, taking your time off, doing all these social initiatives. How tough is it, Sid?
So, see, so it's well said, life at IIT Delhi is little hectic, it's little busy, right? But taking time out of it and, putting our efforts in something which adds value, which adds meaning to somebody, that's actually a good moment for us also. It relieves us from stress. It relieves us, from lots of other things, which, makes us a little, tensed. So it's also a good opportunity for us to devote time in certain things, which will, which will be, meaningful to, other person. So it's, you can imagine, giving something brings us a huge happiness to ones. So
right.
That's what a philosophy is.
Right. I also said when you look at IIT Delhi, right? I'm also curious about. I hear about we did multiple interviews with IIT Kharagpur students who have taken up the farming initiative, wherein in Bihar. I think you have heard of the story where these IITians have taken up this farm initiative in Bihar. They're streamlining the farming model in Bihar so that it will give a good reap to the farmer, and also educating them on how to go from end to end, eradicating this middlemen who are dumping these farmers at the end of the game. So lot of initiatives, social initiatives were taken by IITians, and we have done few interviews with IIT Kharagpur people who did this RTI anonymous initiative as well. Filing RTI, you file an RTI and there will be someone who will be threatening you. So you can file an RTI through an anonymous route, and they started that initiative as well. We did that interview as well. But at IIT Delhi, when you look around, when you see your seniors and also around your colleagues, what are some of the good social initiatives that have grabbed your attention in the recent past, Sid?
So my inspiration, I know that came up, my mother used to do, social service. So she had an institute, where she used to give, education to girls, how to sew, how to, what we call home science, a beauty parlor and everything free of cost, So that drives a basic motivation to me. When I was a child, my mother used to do that. And I could see, hundreds of girls, from different areas, villages, like I'm from Bihar. So, I could see, those girls, they were coming to my house, and I have a big hall where, those girls would sit, and my mother used to educate them. So the happiness that I could see in my mother's face and in my mother's, soul, that was really, really very inspiring for me.
There you go.
That actually started from beginning. And then when I landed up at IIT Delhi, in 2010, so there, and we already had an NSS unit at IIT Delhi, right? So I joined NSS, National Services Scheme, where people used to teach slum kids, where people, used to organize youth building activities, to have a proper awareness among the IIT Delhi students as well as, outside, cleanliness drive in IIT Delhi. Lots of other activities were there, which actually even added a value to my life. And then through that, I joined NSS, and then I became a team member of it, and then I volunteered in NGOs during my first and second year, and then I got lots of, experience, how we can become a change in their life and who all are the needy. So, we could see, I could sum up, our future hasn't been written yet. No one has. Our future is whatever we make it, so that we can get a good one. So we can become a future for others. We can give them certain qualities what we have. So that's what, so the main, the motivation, the initiatives, that is itself NSS IIT Delhi, who gave me an opportunity and experience to work for. So once I got exposure to social initiatives, and then I started taking up different initiatives. So right now, I'm working on tech social innovation in textile industries in India. So there, I'm So I'm visiting lots of places where textile communities are there, right? And I'm studying their problems, and even I'm shooting a documentary of it. So that I gathered different problems. So like I've started off with my own place where it's named Tuli in Gaya, Bihar, which was once called Manchester of Bihar, right?
Wow.
And but now it's not as people are their life is totally it's totally messed. People are escaping their own world. It was a heritage of Bihar, but now we are losing it. Getting a name Manchester of Bihar, and and our own textile products that are not competing with the market is really a very poor economic model for Bihar.
Right.
So I researched over the place what all technical problems that they have, and then I shooted a documentary with my video team. So we came up at IIT Delhi with all those video footage and the different reports that I had generated. And then I made a research and development team at IIT Delhi. I discussed with my professor, and then our teams, like I made a team for that, and then we visited Bijnor, where we again studied different problems.
Right.
And then we again listed out, and then we came up with certain problems. And now we're gonna tackle that. Studying technical institution like IIT Delhi. And if we are not solving the problems of our own community with our technical education, then what this education is for? If we are not working for our own country's development,
wonderful,
getting high package of money, getting high package of money, or working in a very top-notch company, and not giving our own bit or our own contribution to our own country or our own community's development, then I don't think our life is that much meaningful. Right?
Very true.
And how
very true.
So my intention is to become different than others, right? So that if I am putting my best effort, so then people get inspired by my initiatives, and they can also jump with certain different initiatives.
Certainly
So
said that,
these
and
things,
you have definitely inspired us here, sitting at Los Angeles, reading your story. I couldn't resist myself immediately trying to reach out to you, and it's a long run process how I reached out to you. I first saw the article, then started Googling about you, and seeing all of the Facebook, trying to reach out to your friends, and then you finally getting hold of you. You've certainly inspired, and I really appreciate the work you're doing, and keep doing it, Sid. But I wanted to ask you, Sid, this question. When we talk about these initiatives, you come up with these phenomenal ideas, and people can also get inspired. And is there a way people can join you with this IIT Delhi team of you and your friends doing this initiative? How can they join, and how can they help in this cause?
Yeah. In fact, local people, they have started approaching us, and they have shown interest. They also want to contribute their bit towards the change that we have seen, that we want to see. So people from different colleges, people are calling us. They also want to be a part of this initiative, and they can also they want to bring a smile to their face by joining our team. So we haven't made a Facebook page or something of this project, but we could make some a good protocol where people can approach us, and then we can together work for a better vision. We can together work for a better change.
Right. And Sid, fascinating. And Sid, what's your what course do you take at IIT Delhi right now?
So I'm in 4th year from the Department of Electrical Engineering. So I'm pursuing my a BTech in Electrical Engineering as well as MTech in Information and Communication Technology. So I have one more year to pass it from IIT Delhi. So I hope within one more year I can bring a smile to many more persons.
Absolutely, you're going to do that. And tell us a little bit about your team. I spoke to Shreyas and others also. Yeah, if you could just a little bit elaborate on your teams and your effort.
I'm leading the entire project, and then we have lots of volunteers with us from NSS unit. We have lots of volunteers from music club, from dance club, and we have set a curriculum. And we weekly meet, at IIT Delhi. We discuss, how to go ahead And so with that, we have, so that volunteer base is our team. And it keeps on changing, because the students are busy with their academic, with different commitments. So, so to continue the entire curriculum, so we have proper, maintained volunteering opportunities where people join us from IIT Delhi, and then we teach them music.
Wonderful. And as a closing note, Sid, if somebody listening to this conversation tomorrow, it'll be aired tomorrow for our time in US, Los Angeles time at around, I think it's today because we crossed past fall tonight. So at around 9:30 p.m. India time, you'll be listening to this. So I just wanted to make sure if any curious listeners want to know about this effort and then want to join you guys, what's the best possible way to reach out to you folks?
So I would say the best would be if they can, we could make a Facebook page where people can follow that, and then they can send us messages or they can approach us. But if they personally want to approach me, they could know my email ID or they could know my Facebook profile where they can send me the messages.
Absolutely.
And,
so your Facebook profile, let me give them. There might be some curious listeners. It might not be. I really hope nobody would spam you so badly, but I sincerely hope people should reach out to you. It is facebook.com/SIDD 03. 03. So friends, if you are really fascinated by the efforts of these IIT Delhi students and want to join in these efforts, wherein these students are engaging the kids in slums, you could talk to Sid. I hope Sid wouldn't mind if you just poke him on Facebook, facebook.com/Sid SIDD 03. A wonderful team that Sid has got around him. I've already spoken to Shreyas and Ankit as well, and they were very friendly and then were willing to share the information. So I'm sure we're dealing with socially conscious people, and so please do reach out to them. Facebook.com/Sid 03. And once again, Sid, I know you're in the midst of your exams, and I don't want to waste any of your time. Every second that you spent with me today, it's great and amazing feeling talking to you. And I sincerely wish and hope and pray you be given enough strength to pursue all the activities and actions that you're doing right now. And keep rocking, keep doing wonderful work, and convey our congratulations and also our regards to your entire team who's taking the cause of this nation. Whatever little bit that you guys do is going a long, long way. And I can promise you one thing, you guys truly inspired us. Sitting at Los Angeles, we feel that vibration. Thank you very much, Sid, for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Bye. Take care.
Bye. Thank you. Take care.
Friends, if you liked today's show, please go to youtube.com/NRI Samay and click on the subscribe button. You will get notified every time we publish a new show. And you can also like us on our social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Google+.